Hello and welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this happy card using the Pretty Perennials stamp set and the Old World paper 3D embossing folder. So this card is right out of the January to June catalog. So I just chose to just do the front a little bit differently. And we're going to change it up in here. I really like this with the Old World folder in the background, but this just seemed a little bit plain to me. So I've already gone ahead and changed the greeting to have the happy piece embossed as well. So let's go ahead and start stamping. This one's got lots and lots of stamping on it. I have got a Coastal Cabana card base, and I've got a piece of the white cardstock in 5.5 by 4 1/4 because I am going to be cutting it out with my large stitched rectangle die, and I want to have enough around the outside that I can get the excess out of the teeth of the stamp or of the die. Okay, so I am using Melon Mambo, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, and Bumblebee, as well as Coastal Cabana and the Memento ink in black. So I'm starting with the large flower, and I'm going to use second value on this. So I am going to stamp away and then stamp on to the card. And I'm just going to randomly put them on. When I do this, no two cards are actually the same. So you just keep adding where you think you'd like the stamps to be. So I am finished with the Melon Mambo now, and I am going to go in, and before I do the leaves, I'm going to do the little yellow flowers, and the little yellow flowers are done in the Mango Melody at full strength. Everything now is full strength, and you just pop them in where you would like them to be. And just carry on. I am going to be doing other flowers in here too, so you just kind of have to have a little bit of spatial awareness of what your card is going to look like in the end. And I can pull this one back in so you can still see there. And I'm using the little tiny center with Bumblebee, just so it's just a little bit darker, and just popping it down on the yellow flowers, just like that. Okay, so that's done. That's quick for that one. Now with the little flowers here, the ones that are in Coastal Cabana, it's 2 stamps to make those flowers. The first one is kind of the stem, and then the second one is the flowers that go on it. So I chose to stamp the stems first in the Memento, and it doesn't really matter. I just find it easier to line up the other stamp if I've already got the stems done. So I'm just going to fit these in. And maybe I'll just put a little bit there, and then I can just stamp off with that. While I've got the Memento out, I'm going to do the centers of the large Melon Mambo flowers. So I'm just going to ink that up really well and just pop it in the middle. And again, there we go. Keeping in mind too that we are going to be cutting this out with a die. So we're going to lose about 3/8 of an inch all the way around the edge. So just keep that in mind while you are stamping. I'm going to add the flowers in the Coastal Cabana and just lining this up. And pop it down. You don't have to be exact with these, but they've actually done the stamps really, really well, so they do line up and they look really good. So I'm just going to pop that one in there like that. Okay, So I need to do the leaves in Granny Apple Green. And I do the leaves last because then I can use them just to fill in space where it looks just a bit too empty to me. So, and the leaf does have kind of a right way up and wrong side up. So just make sure that I'm putting this in the right way. If you wanted to fill in your leaves, you can use your Stampin' Blends, or you can use your aqua paint, or your aqua painter, the little water pen. So I'm just going to pop just some greenery in here, and maybe put a leaf on this little yellow flower too, just to fill in some space. Okay, so I'll just do a couple with the water painter so that you can see what it looks like. And this is probably an old style water painter, but they are the same. It just has water in it, has the little brush on it. You just squeeze it until the brush gets wet. And then you can just, I don't know if you can see that, but when you blend it over, it just pulls the ink. So it's just nice and subtle, but it does just fill in some color. And it means you don't have to have the Stampin' Blends. You can just use your aqua painter. And it's just a nice little subtle effect. So what we need to do is we have to do two different things to this now. We have to cut it out with the die, and then we have to run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. The reason we cut it out with the die first is if we run it through the with the embossing folder and then we cut it out, we'll flatten it because we're running it through twice. So we are going to run it through with the die first. Get all my pieces in order here. And the die is under here. So you just place that on, and that way if you've missed anywhere with your stamping, or you want to highlight one flower more than another, you can kind of adjust how you put this in. And we're just going to make sure that it's going through on a point, and we'll sandwich that up and we'll run it through, and then we'll put it through the folder. And if you've used the aqua painter on the card, it's just a heads up that it is going to be a little softer there. So when you're running it through the Old World paper folder, you're going to get that piece might be just a bit more distinct than other areas because the paper is soft where it's wet. We're just going to pop this out like this. There we go. That's out. And then I can take these and just tuck them away. And because to do the 3D embossing folder, I just need the platform and the number 4 plate. Now I'm just having a feel of this to see which way up, and I want the bumps to be raised up on the front, so I need the bumps to be raised up on the back there so it pushes them through. And then I'm just going to sandwich that up and pop it through, and then we can put our card together. So that has the Old World paper 3D embossing folder done on it now, so you can see the texture on the card. And we are going to use our adhesive and just stick it down onto the front of the card and just center it up there and press it down. And then we can use our dimensionals to place this, and we can place this wherever we like it. We're going to be covering something up when we put this on. So wherever we decide to put it, I kind of like it right here. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on, and then, so we'll put this in And if you know where you're going to put your greeting before you start, you just don't ink there. But sometimes I need to decide at the end where I'm going to put my greeting. So I'm just going to put that down like that. And then I'm going to use dimensionals just on the edges of these, the little flowers that I've already cut out. And then I'm just going to put adhesive on because they're going to be off the edge of something that is already dimensionalized. So that one's going to go there. This one's going to go here. So I'm just going to pop a dimensional on this edge here. And then just a little bit of adhesive there. And just tuck it in like that. And there is your card. And you can see the difference between having just the greeting plain without the embossing folder and then the greeting with the embossing folder. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've got some inspiration from this card. It is, as I say, the inspiration for it was right out of the catalog. So if there is anything you'd like to purchase, please use the links below. Otherwise, we will see you next time, and thanks so much for watching.